The charity organisation Save the Children says at least 400 migrants are feared to have drowned after their boat capsized off the Libyan coast on Sunday. The Italian Coast Guard says it rescued 144 people in an air and sea operation. They're among 7,000 migrants who've been rescued at sea over the last 4 days. Europe's dealing with a rising number of migrants entering from conflict zones. Let's speak to William Spindler, who's a specialist on asylum and refugee issues in Europe at the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. Joins us now from Geneva. William, good to have you with us. It's incredible that so many migrants continue to make such a perilous journey. Do you think that the numbers are growing because of the number of conflicts that are taking place around the world?
Absolutely. The fact that many of these people who, in fact, many of them are not economic migrants but refugees fleeing conflict in places like Syria and the Horn of Africa has increased. And this has meant that the number of people taking these dangerous journeys to try to find safety in Europe has increased enormously since last year.
So doesn't this show that the EU's policy of scaling back maritime rescue operations to deter these journeys simply isn't working?
Well, people will not be deterred. I mean, if people are fleeing for their lives, they will take enormous risks and in order to find safety. And this is what we are seeing. In the past, there was a large-scale rescue operation launched by the Italian authorities, but unfortunately that came to an end last year. And since then it has been replaced by smaller local operations that are more aiming to patrol the sea borders of Italy and do not have a search and rescue mandate as such. And the result of this scaling down in our capacity to save lives and also the increase in numbers of people taking to sea has had these fatal consequences.
So is there an answer? Because clearly the people traffickers are becoming more and more cold-blooded about how they're getting these people into Europe. Is there an answer? What can Europe do to stop this?
Well, there are different things that can be done. Obviously, the smuggling of people and the trafficking of people needs to be combated. And, but also our capacity to rescue people at sea needs to be increased because people are taken to sea despite of the dangers. So we need to make sure that people are rescued. At the same time, we need to open the possibility for refugees to come legally to Europe so that they don't need to take these dangerous journeys. And also, very importantly, we need to help the countries that are at the moment hosting the vast majority of refugees in the world, countries such as Lebanon, such as Jordan, such as Sudan, Ethiopia, Kenya. These are the countries that are at the moment hosting hundreds of thousands of refugees. We need to make sure that they can continue to keep these refugees safely in there, because otherwise the refugees, if they don't find the protection that they need, they will continue in their journeys and risk their lives to try to come to find that safety in Europe.
Some interesting points there, William. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. William Spindler there, live for us from Geneva.